Very well. Honorable Isaac Kungu, Chairperson, Budget and Appropriations Committee. Sergeant Atam, pay attention to the chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to table the third budget of the third report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee. That is the report on the cash disbursement schedule for the Nyandarua County Assembly for the financial year 2026-2027.
Thank you, Chair. The report is duly tabled. The same shall be processed as directed by the House Business Committee pursuant to Standing Order 157(5)(d). Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Under this order, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a notice of motion by Honorable Isaac Kungu Wajiro, the Chairperson, Budget and Appropriations Committee.
Very well. Honorable Isaac Kungu Wajiro, Chairperson, Budget and Appropriations Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give a notice of the following motion, that the House does adopt the report of the Committee on Budget and Appropriation on the Nyandarua County Assembly Fund. Is that we already read. Essentially, this is a new, this is not precedented before because it has resulted from a change of the county, that is PFM Act, that is going to give this assembly, their 47 assemblies, the autonomy on how they are going to manage their fund. Essentially, what we are doing today, we were supposed to do during the appropriation bill. This schedule was supposed to be accompanied by the appropriation bill. It was supposed to be passed during that time. We are already late because the assemblies cannot access money without now passing the schedule. And that is why we are saying it is urgent. It required to be passed by the plenary. Then it required to be gazetted so that it can be submitted to the National Treasury, and so that also the County Treasury can be able to disperse money. So we are already late, and as such, we ask that we don't have time. We be exempted from 1 day notice. We deal with this matter today, we finish it, so that we can give the clerk ample time to submit it to the County Treasury for gazettement. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I call upon my Vice Chair, Honorable Gitau, to second.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Vice Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to second what the Chair said. And Honorable Speaker, from onset, I would wish to state that this is one of the best things that has ever happened in the history of devolution. For those of us who have been in this assembly for more than maybe the first term and the second term, you agree with me that as an assembly, that is the County Assembly's forum, we have really fought for this independence. And therefore, just like the Chair has said, I think we are supposed to suspend everything in this assembly until we approve the schedule. Because we cannot be fighting for rights, and when we are given the rights, we don't want to move. So as he has said, we are supposed to give it the first priority, so that by the end of the day today, and I was even questioning my chair why we didn't move the motion on the schedule this morning, because it was supposed to be the first charge, but he has explained to me, and and with that I second and I support that we give it the first priority or the first charge.
Thank you. A member for Ndaragwa, sorry, member for Shamata. For Shamata. Sorry, I confused. I propose the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Budget and Appropriation on the Nyandarua County Assembly Fund disbursement schedule for the financial year 26-27 as a report of the House, and the recommendations therein as the resolutions of the House be exempted from the requirements of the Standing Order 55B that requires a notice of motion be given at least 1 day before the motion appears on the order paper. I now put the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Budget and Appropriations on the Nyandarua County Assembly Fund disbursement schedule for the financial year 26-27 as a report of the House, and the recommendations therein as the resolution of the House be exempted from the requirement of Standing Order 55B that requires a notice of motion be given at least 1 day before the motion appears on the order paper. May those of a similar opinion say aye. May those of a contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, we have a second procedural motion by Honorable James Mwangi Gishoki, the Chairperson ad hoc committee on the consideration of the Nyandarua.
Very well. Honorable James Mwangi Gishoki, Chairperson ad hoc committee on the consideration of Nyandarua's energy report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the following procedural motion. Aware that this House did approve the establishment of an ad hoc committee on the consideration of the audited report and financial statements for Nyandarua Water and Sanitation Company, noting that the ad hoc committee has been having meetings and has lined up several activities that will culminate in the compilation of comprehensive reports to be tabled and considered by this House, concerned that the ad hoc committee's lifeline ends on the 16th August 2028, which happens to be on a Sunday. Further, concerned that the committee has not completed its tasks as outlined in the resolution that established the committee and may thus require an extension. Now, therefore, this House does resolve to extend the life of the committee by a further 60 days from the date of its mandate was expected to end, to allow the committee complete the task assigned to it by this House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to call Honorable Ibraf to support.
Thank you, Honorable Minority. Minority Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Thank you. I propose the question as read by the Minority Leader, Mwangi Gishoki. May those, I beg your pardon. I propose a question which is as put by the Honorable Mwangi Gishoki. Maybe just for avoidance of doubt, I can just read. This House does resolve to extend the life of the committee by a further 60 days from the date its mandate was expected to end, to allow the committee complete the task assigned. I now put the question, which is that this House does resolve to extend the life of the committee, that is the Nyandarua Water, Nyandarua's life of the committee by a further 60 days from the date of its mandate was expected to end, to allow committee complete the task assigned to it by this House. May those of a similar opinion say aye. May those of a contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, next order.
Under the same order, there is a substantive motion by Honorable Isaac Wajiru, the Chairperson, Committee on Budget and Appropriation.
Very well. Honorable Isaac Wajiru.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, today, 11th August, this afternoon, I want to move the following motion, that the House does adopt the report of the Committee on Budget and Appropriation on the Nyandarua County Assembly Fund disbursement schedule for the financial year 2026-2027 as a report of the House, and the recommendation therein as the resolutions of the House. Honorable Speaker, as I have tabled the report, I want to go through this report, and Honorable Speaker, allow me first of all to do the previous to first of all indicate what the cash disbursement schedule is. And Honorable Speaker, because it's the first time, allow me to, just for the information of the members, and simply now that we have not given them time for one day to consume this information, allow me to read that cash disbursement schedule is a financial planning instrument that outlines the timing and the amount of funds to be released during the financial year to facilitate implementation of an approved budget. It serves as a mechanism for ensuring predictability, accountability, and efficient cash flow management in the utilization of public resources. The operationalization of the County Assembly Fund has strengthened the financial autonomy of the assemblies by providing a framework for direct financing of the assembly operations. Consequently, there is need for a clear and predictable disbursement framework to guarantee timely transfer of funds to the county assemblies fund and facilitate effective execution of the assembly constitutional mandate of registration, representation, and oversight. The cash disbursement schedule should therefore provide a transparent link between the approved county assembly budget, the anticipated requirement, and the actual releases of funds by the county treasury. It should clearly set out the amount to be disbursed at the timing of such disbursements. This will promote prudent financial management, strengthen accountability between the county treasury and the county assembly, and reduce the risk of delays, cash flow constraints, and accumulation of outstanding obligations. Honorable Speaker, I want to acknowledge the support that we have received from your office, and I also want to express my sincere appreciation to the members of the committee of the budget, because this report, the schedule was tabled this morning. They were available on a very quick notice and a very short notice, and we were able to sit and we were able to come up with a very comprehensive report regarding the schedule, and that is why we have the report this afternoon. Honorable Speaker, on the legal framework, allow me, because it's also for the first time that we are doing this, to be able to tell this House on which legal background we are able to prepare this, or the CCM Finance was able to prepare this schedule. Honorable Speaker, the financial year 2026-2027 budget for the Nyandarua County Assembly was approved by the County Assembly. That is through the Appropriation Act of 2026. The approved budget allocated resources for the Assembly to undertake its constitutional mandate of registration, oversight, and representation, as well as the administrative functions of the County Assembly. Following the approval of the budget, there is a need for an approved cash disbursement schedule to guide the transfer of funds to the County Assembly funds during the financial year. The schedule provides a framework for predictable and timely financing of County Assembly program and activities, and facilitate effective implementation of the approved budget. Honorable Speaker, it's good to note that under the legal framework, Section 109A of the Public Finance Management Act has been amended. This is as a result of CAF, County Assemblies Forum, has lobbied, has negotiated. As we are aware, the assemblies didn't have the autonomy, and as a result of lobbying through the Senate and other bodies, the Section 109 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, which was amended and established what we call the County Assembly Fund. Obviously, we also be known CAF, just like the other CAF, to which money shall be paid for the County Assembly services. Section 109E1, that is the one that was added now, provides that the County Treasury shall, or that is at the beginning of every month, and in any event not later than 15th day from the commencement of the month, disburse monies to the County Assembly Fund for the expenditure of the following month. That is the section that was amended, and it was added so that we can have an independent, what we are calling the County Assembly Fund. Under Section 109E2, it provides that the disbursement shall be done in accordance with a schedule prepared by the County Treasury and submitted to the County Assembly for approval together with the County Appropriation Bill under Section 129(7). So essentially what would have happened, now that we have County Assembly Fund, it was supposed to be submitted. The schedule is prepared by the County Treasury. It was supposed to be submitted together with the Appropriation Bill, which didn't happen. That is why we are coming on a later date to prepare the schedule so that we can meet the requirement of Section 109E subsection 2. Honorable Speaker, we have been able to look at the disbursement schedule that was submitted by the CCM Finance, and we have observed that, Honorable Speaker, they have provided the total amount that as provided in the budget, that is 1,50,792,000, that is 953. This total comprises of both the recurrent and development expenditure. Honorable Speaker, we have also noted, because I also want to combine with the findings, we have noted that the money has been dispersed every month. There is a schedule that was prepared and passed by the Senate, that is was prepared by the National Treasury, and it was given to the Senate for passing on how the equitable share will be released to counties. Honorable Speaker, that information is available, and we have noted that the CCM is the same schedule that she used to prepare the schedule for disbursement for the counties. If you look at the National Treasury disbursement schedule, it says that in the month of July, it is going to release 5% of the total. That is for every other county. It is not for Nyandarua. This is working for other 47 counties. In July, that is in August, 8%. In September, we have 9.5. October, 9.5. That is, if you go all the way to November, 8.5. December, 9.5. January, 8.5. February, 8.5. March, 9.5. April, 8.5. May, 8. And June, 7%. If you add that is 100 total percent, that is how money is going to be released, and that applies to Nyandarua County, and that is the same formula that the CCM Finance has applied to release money for the Assembly. This means that in July, the CCM will be released, we're supposed to release according to this schedule, 52,539,647.65. On the month of August, 84,063,436.24. On the month of September, 99,825,330.54. On the month of November, 89,317,401.01. In the month of December, 99,825,330.54. January, 89,317,401.01. Month of February 2027, 89,317,401.01. March, 99,825,330.54. April, 89,317,401.01. On May 2027, 84,063,436.24. And the last month and the expiry of this Assembly, that is June, 73,555,506.71. That's giving us a total of 1,50,782,953%, comprising 100% of releases. Honorable Speaker, that is the schedule that we want this House to approve, and therefore, Honorable Speaker, these are the committee's recommendation. That the House does approve the cash disbursement schedule for the Nyandarua County Assembly for the financial year 2026-2027, amounting to 1,050,792,953, that comprising of 827,542,953 for the recurrent expenditure, and 223,250,000 for development expenditure. Number two, that the county treasury shall disburse entire county assembly allocation as per the approved budget and as per the approved cash disbursement schedule for the year 2026, 2027, as tabulated below. The table is given, is the one that I have read. And number 3, that in compliance with the County Public Finance Law, that is the amended Act 2025, the County Treasury shall at the beginning of every month and in any event not later than 15th day from the commencement of the month disburse monies to the County Assembly Fund for the expenditure of the following month. Number 4, that where due to unavoidable cash flow constraint or other circumstances, the County Treasury is unable to meet a scheduled disbursement in full, the resulting shortfall shall be selected within 30 days from the date the amount become due. Number 5, that notwithstanding any temporary shortfall in disbursement, the County Treasury shall ensure that the entire amount appropriated to the County Assembly is fully disbursed by the end of the financial year, subject to any lawful budget adjustment approved in accordance with the law. Number 6, that every supplementary budget estimate and supplementary appropriation bill submitted by the County Executive to the County Assembly for consideration and approval shall be accompanied by a revised County Assembly cash disbursement schedule, clearly indicating the effect of the proposed supplementary budget on the Assembly, approved allocation and cash flows. And finally, number 7, that the County Treasury shall submit to the County Assembly quarterly reports on actual disbursement against the approved cash disbursement schedule, detailing any variance, outstanding shortfall, reason for the variance, and the measures and timeliness for settlement, and shall undertake reviews with the Assembly to address emerging accumulated shortfalls. Honorable Speaker, allow me to say this. I know it has been quite a while that the assemblies have been fighting for autonomy of their money. Essentially, there was a gap since 2013 after devolution, where the Constitution, and still there is still a gap that still need to be worked up, recognize only 2 funds. And the fund is the National Fund and what we call the County Allocation Fund, such that every other money that comes to the county have to pass through County Fund, that is County Allocation Fund. And Honorable Speaker, we know what has been happening to many assemblies, whereby you have to beg to the executive to get your due, such that if you are not in good terms with the governor or the executive, it happens that it is even possible not to get the salaries for the assemblies. We have had cases, Honorable Speaker, whereby the development has become a tall order for the assemblies. I was speaking with another chair of a county that I'm not going to mention here. He was telling me that their administration block is now on the 10th year, and every year they receive 10 million. It is worth 200 million. Every year they receive 10 million from executive. So it is going to take 20 years before that administrative block for that assembly that I will not mention here will be completed. So it has happened. Maybe we may not have had serious issues in Nyandarua, but there are counties that have really suffered because we did not have this autonomy. I want to commend County Assembly Forum and other partners who have really helped to bring this to see the light of the day, to make sure that assemblies are semi-autonomous, because I don't want to say that they are completely autonomous, but there is some sense of autonomy, and now that the county assemblies can be able to manage their fund through the county assemblies service boards. So, Honorable Speaker, that is one point. I know that there was, as the autonomy was given, the salaries of the members were given, on which the job group was reviewed. And Honorable Speaker, I know that the speakers and the clerks were ready to implement that circular from SRC, but you also know that there are some other legal handles that have emerged, and we are hopeful. Because the reason why we are creating the autonomy of the Assembly is so that it can be able to undertake its mandate without influence from the executive. The other reason why we want the job group of members to be reviewed is so that members can be enumerated properly to also enforce the autonomy and the independence of the members of the county assembly as they undertake the mandate. So they should go simultaneously. We give the assembly the autonomy to run their fund. At the same time, we enumerate the members properly so that they can not be influenced when they are taking their mandate of representation, registration, and oversight. So there's still a battle to go as we continue lobbying for World Development Fund in the future, as we continue lobbying for the pension of members and other benefit, so that when the institution is fully and properly resourced, they are able to undertake their mandate. Honorable Speaker, allow me to read the conclusion, and at the back of that report we have given the appendix where we have shown how money will be distributed from the National Treasury to the counties. But finally, Honorable Speaker, having considered the cash disbursement schedule for the Nyandarua County Assembly for the financial year 2026-27, and having satisfied that the proposed disbursement schedule is aligned with the approved County Assembly budget and are necessary for effective implementation of Assembly program and activities, I urge this House to adopt the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on Nyandarua County Assembly cash disbursement schedule for the financial year 2026-27 and the recommendation therein as the resolution of this House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to invite my Vice Chair, Honorable Member for Shamata, Honorable Gitau, to second.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Member for Shamata.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to second this motion as it has been read by my chair, and I would wish to support on two accounts. Honorable Speaker, I have just said that devolution is the best thing that happened to this country. But if you look at the county government, they are supposed to be independent governments, just like we have the national government. And Honorable Speaker, if you are to take an example of the Parliamentary Service Commission, it is one of the bodies that lands the Parliament activities, Honorable Speaker. And if you look at how they are funded and how they manage their resources, Honorable Speaker, they are fully independent, Honorable Speaker, in terms of autonomy, in terms of freedom, and therefore the members of Parliament are able to execute their mandate without relying on the national government or the executive, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this issue of autonomy, just like Honorable Chair have mentioned, we have gone a very long way in terms of fighting for this space. I remember in 2021, this House, the Nyandarua County Assembly, there was a very serious problem between the executive and this House, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I remember...
That is, you say 2021?
Yes, 2021.
That is when I appeared before the board as an advocate, the board that you chaired.
Yes, that when I was the vice chair.
Yeah, I recall.
Honorable Speaker. We had a very serious problem between the executive and the House, Honorable Speaker, because the Speaker and his board and the members, some of the members, were in disagreement with the governor and the executive, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, requisitions of this House were stopped for 6 months. That means these House activities, all the services had to stop, Honorable Speaker, in terms of paying electricity, remuneration for the employees, including the members, Honorable Speaker. And if this House had autonomy, whereby we could request money from the COB without requesting the minister in charge of finance in the county assembly to sign or even to give authority, most likely that problem could not have arisen, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, that is why I'm saying this is the best thing that have ever happened to devolution. As much as we are saying that our county, we don't have serious issues with the executive, but that does not mean in future we might have the same problem, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, in terms of oversight, if we were to be given a chance so that we oversight the executive in a proper way, without intimidation, without any fear, this was the way. And it was supposed to happen even before the second county government. That is, by 2013, this was supposed to happen. Although it has come a bit late, I am sure going forward, it is a step forward, maybe to manage devolution. Honorable Speaker, in terms of seeding, for example, this assembly, we have a seeding of over 770 million, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I don't see any sense of giving us a seeding of 770 million. Then by the end of the day, in terms of disbursement, this money is not available. You realize maybe in a financial year, the executive have released, say, 550, and the rest is left with the executive. So that means, for now, that is the board that we have in this assembly, and also our crack. If they sit together and work together, we will be able to absorb all the money that we will be given as our seeding. In terms of the enrollment, Honorable Speaker, it has been mentioned by the chair that we have counties that they allocate money for development, but when it comes to disbursement of this money, that's a problem. And therefore, that efficiency in terms of already established projects in the county assembly has not been there, Honorable Speaker. I want to commend the executive in Nyandarua County for the far we have gone as an assembly, because in the last, 13 years, we have been able to come up with an assembly that is functional in terms of structures, in terms of systems, and even currently, I understand there was 220 million that was set for completion of our conference hall, Honorable Speaker. And with this now with this autonomy, Honorable Speaker, it will be easy for you as a chair of the board and the board members and also the members to facilitate the completion of the conference, so that by the end of the day, by the end of your term, we shall have a conference hall so that maybe the members will come, they will be able to execute their mandate without issues, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have noted that there is a reasonable decrease in terms of allocation per month, that in the month of July, this assembly is supposed to get 52 million plus, Honorable Speaker. And I understand there was consultation so that the executive can be able to pay the pending bills that are not paid in the month of June, Honorable Speaker. And that means there is still that collaboration between the assembly and the executive on matters that are serious, like those issues of pending bill. And with those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I second.
Thank you, Member for Shamata. I now propose the question that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Budget and Appropriations on the Nyandarua County Assembly Fund disbursement schedule for the financial year 26-27 as a report of the House, and the recommendations therein as the resolution of the House. Yes, Honorable Ngeshe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the efforts of the stakeholders who have made it happen, even with the asset of the head of state. Because, Mr. Speaker, there is one question I have been asking myself. Who has been benefiting from this confusion, whereby there is no autonomy? Mr. Speaker, the main person who was benefiting with this confusion, I think it is not even the governor themselves. It is the national government, Mr. Speaker. And we are happy because this, as the secretary has indicated, it ought to have happened as the inception of devolution, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know, it's a bit logic when a member works or wakes up, does and perform his role only to be told the year has closed. And what happens, Mr. Speaker? This pending bill is not payable. It is not new in this assembly, Mr. Speaker, because like in the last financial year or 2 financial year, if I remember here, a minimum lost not less than 300,000, Mr. Speaker. The money that a person has worked for, but he may not be able to accrue it. I'm happy now that a cure has been found, because it is whatever has been budgeted, whatever has been executed, is whatever is to be paid, Mr. Speaker. So going forward, this will heal. I don't want to maybe mix up the debate, Mr. Speaker, but it is good, little or more, that a person should receive. It should be explicit how you earn it and you receive it, Mr. Speaker. You see, in the Yester government, you need to maybe as the head of this institution, the assembly, you have to be you will be perceived to be performing your function, but you are not performing. You cannot perform it to perfection, because if you does it, someone will not click the button that you be paid. You're gonna be paid. My last point, Mr. Speaker, is now, when we have received the autonomy on the side of the assembly now, this is the high time now we also need to have accountability and transparency. If we have to, the accounting officer, who is the clerk, if he requires to be retrained, it should happen. If it requires extra expertise, it should be granted, because we may heal from the other side, but when we come now to this side, then the gnashing of the teeth. It should also, and this assembly, I'm speaking of Nyandarua, it should lead, because we have been known to lead by example. Other county comes to benchmark on issues and crucial issues. So how I pray also with this autonomy, Mr. Speaker, as well our assembly, that despite the limited resource, the limited envelope that we may receive, that this money, it can be accounted even to the last coin. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I second.
Thank you, Honorable Ngeshe. Can I have Honorable Madhu?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support the autonomy of the County Assembly, citing 3 important achievements. Today, I will start by appreciating all the stakeholders who are involved in the success of the autonomy of the Assembly. And maybe because we represent you, you represent us in the CAF, kindly forward our precision because the battle was not easy. We know you have burned your midnight oil to come up with a success on the autonomy of the Assembly. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, as a member of the board, I can say today is the end of humiliation that you as our chair have been going through. Whenever we were to raise we were to raise requisition for payment of allowance of our staff and our members, we had to make some even 100 calls so that you can get the chief officer finance or the CEC finance. But what they did, they even switched off their phone so that you cannot get them and so that our members cannot get their dues. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, today we are happy knowing that now members and staff of the county assemblies are now safe, and especially we, the Nyandarua County Assembly, that now we have passed the autonomy of our assembly, that is our Nyandarua County Assembly. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, sir, I am a happy man because from now, oversight will be done in a way that is supposed to be done, because now we don't have to kneel for the governor so that he can release salaries and allowance of members and staff of county Nyandarua County Assembly. We are very happy now that if members are given their salaries and allowance on time, they will be able to do their oversight without fear and without expecting any intimidations from the executive. I am very happy today because I know even those who are sitting, they were fence sitter. You don't know if they are members or they are executive. They have to come back to the assembly and be honorable members to do the oversight to the executive so that our people can get the best services that they deserve. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I call the mover. I support and call the mover.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank you for the members who have contributed. Honorable Speaker, we are happy that now we have the institutional autonomy, and so we are happy that our operations will be run in a free way. We have our financial controls, and I think this is one of the best strides for devolution. Even as we continue with the devolution, we have always said it is the time we audit. There is so many other amendments that we are pushing, and we are praying that it is going to happen, especially on the PFMA Act, and especially when it comes to the setting of the ceilings of the budgets. So, Honorable Speaker, this is our baby. The baby has been born. It is upon now the County Assembly Service Boards, together with the clerks through the socket, to make sure that this baby is weaned, is fed, is properly clothed, and that we are able to get the benefits of what we have been fighting for. We know there will be gap, there will be teething problems when it comes to this. We have already started hearing from some counties. I was speaking with another chair, Honorable Speaker, that I'm not going to mention again, that after they have passed the disbursement schedule and it was given to the governor of that county, he has refused to disburse the money as agreed. He is now saying, no, I cannot be able, but I think there will be some teething issues. But I think we have the necessary legal controls to be able to make sure that this thing comes to fruition and that the county assembly fund is not suffocated, but we will have the freedom that we have always fought for, the autonomy of the assemblies. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I move.
Very well. It has been successfully moved. I now put the question, which is that sorry. Let me come up again. I now put the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Budget and Appropriations on the Nyandarua County Assembly Fund disbursement schedule for the financial year 2026-2027 as a report of the House, and the recommendation therein as the resolution of the House. As of many of similar opinions say aye. As of many of contra opinions say nay. Ayes have it. Congratulations, House, for this historical move. Next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we have exhausted the business appearing in the supplementary order paper. We therefore proceed to the main order paper. Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
No communication.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Mr. Speaker, sir, there are a number of papers to be tabled. The first being a paper by the Honorable Paul Ngesha Wambaire, the Chairperson, Committee on Health Services.
Very well. Honorable Paul Ngesha Wambaire, Chairperson, Committee on Health Services, member for Kipipiri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There is status of the JM Hospital half-year report and financial statement for the period ended December 31st, 2025. Since the introduction of the JM Hospital half-year report and financial statement for the period ended 31st December 2025 to the committee, the matter has constituted the agenda of several committee meetings. During this engagement, members have undertaken preliminary consideration of the report and deliberated on various aspects of the hospital operational and financial performance. However, the committee noted that its review would be more meaningful if undertaken alongside the annual report and financial statement for the full financial year. The committee observed that the current financial year 2025-2026 has just ended and that the annual report and financial statement are expected to be submitted to the County Assembly in the near future. Members were of the view that the annual report will provide a comprehensive account of the hospital's activities, financial position, and overall performance, thereby enabling the committee to undertake a holistic assessment rather than relying solely on the half-year report. Accordingly, the committee found it prudent to defer further consideration of the half-year report and await the submission of the annual report and financial statement. Members noted that this approach would facilitate a comprehensive scrutiny of the hospital's performance for the entire financial year, enable effective assessment of the implementation of the key programs and the recommendation, and ensure that the committee's findings and recommendations to the House are well informed and evidence-based. In view of the foregoing, the committee resolved to seek an extension of 150 days to enable it to receive, scrutinize, and consider the annual report and financial statement upon their submission, and thereafter prepare and table a comprehensive report before the House. The committee is confident that the extension will provide sufficient time to conduct an exhaustive review and produce a report that adequately addresses all pertinent issues relating to the hospital operation and financial management. So, Mr. Speaker, as I normally use these two terms, there is pre-mortem and there is post-mortem. We have changed the role of this committee, Mr. Speaker, to that of pre-mortem. Pre-mortem, you don't wait for the death. And, Mr. Speaker, that is exactly what this committee has been doing. We started last financial year, Mr. Speaker, and we have, and as I was tabling the report on engineer, because that one we are done with it. We have been able to highlight key issues, and when you look deeply, there is significant change. So, Mr. Speaker, we don't want to do it halfway. We want to have a comprehensive, so that we look at all around 360 degrees whatever is happening, and we do the recommendation. So, Mr. Speaker, this committee has maintained good reports all through. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I urge you in your wisdom, you grant us that 150 days. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Ngesha. The leave sought is well explained and deserving, and so I grant it as sought. So, Chairperson, ensure that the report is ready within the time requested of 150 days. Clerk, next order.
Under the same order, Mr. Speaker, there is a paper to be tabled by the Honorable Peter Denji Kiriga, the Chairperson, Committee on Special Funds Accounts.
Very well. Honorable Peter Denji Kiriga, Chairperson, Committee on Special Funds Account and member for Reward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move the following motion, that to table the following motion, that the House thank you. Mr. Speaker, I beg to table the following the report that the House does adopt Mr. Speaker, this is the report of the Committee of Special Funds Accounts, and Mr. Speaker, I beg to table the same report. Thank you.
Maybe it would be prudent to give the title of the report. It has, for purposes of Hansard.
Mr. Speaker, this is the report of Special Funds Account of the Emergency Fund. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Maybe for the financial year, for the financial statement.
Financial year 30th June 2025. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. That is the report on the Committee on Special Fund Accounts on Emergency Fund, Annual Report and Financial Statement for the financial year ended June 30th, 2025. The report is duly tabled and the same shall be processed as directed by the House Business Committee pursuant to Standing Order 157(5)D. Next order.
On the same order, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a paper to be tabled by the Honorable Zachary Mwangi Njero, the Chairperson, Committee on Finance, Economic Planning, ICT and Revenue.
Very well. Honorable Isaac Mwangi Njero, Chairperson, Committee on Finance, Economic Planning, ICT and Revenue. Yes, Honorable Gitau, Member for Shamata.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I'm studying in for my good friend Honorable Zachary, who is the Chair of Finance, and he has requested to seek leave up to Wednesday next week. That is when he will be available, and the committee, his committee is ready with the report.
Very well. The leave, so leave for barely 8 days. So 8 days is understandable, and I grant it as sought. So maybe members for Chamata can ensure that you advise the chair to table the same. Clerk also ensure the same is on our business tracker. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a notice of motion to be given by the Honorable Peter Denji Kiriga, the Chairperson, Committee on Special Funds Account.
Very well. Honorable Peter Denji Kiriga, Chairperson, Committee on Special Funds Account.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the following motion, that the House does adopt the report of the Committee on the Special Funds Account on the Emergency Fund, Annual Report and Financial Statement for the financial year ended June 30th, 25, as a report of the House and the recommendation therein as the solutions of the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Notice of motion is duly given, and the same shall be processed as directed by the House Business Committee pursuant to Standing Order 157(5)D. Clerk, next order.
Order number 7, statements. Order number 8, motions and bills. Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a motion to be moved by the Honorable Isaac Mbaya Kamau, the Chairperson, Committee on Water, Sanitation, Environment, Tourism, Natural Resources and Climate Change.
Very well. Honorable Isaac Mbaye Kamau, Chairperson Committee on Lands. Chairperson Committee on Water, Sanitation, Environment and Tourism, and Natural Resources and Climate Change. Yes, Honorable Ibra.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the Chairperson, Honorable Isaac Mbaye Kamau, Committee on Water, Sanitation, Environment, Tourism, Natural Resources and Climate Change. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move the following motion that the House does adopt the report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation, Environment, Tourism, Natural Resources and Climate Change on the Climate Change Fund Annual Report and Financial Statements for the financial year ended June 30th, 2025 as a report of the House and the recommendation therein as the resolution of the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is the fourth report of the Water, Sanitation, Tourism and Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources Committee. Report on the Nyandarua County Annual Climate Change Report for the financial year ended June 30th, 2025. Honorable Speaker, on acknowledgement, Mr. Speaker, sir, the Nyandarua County Annual Climate Change Report for the period ending 30th June 2025 comprises of activity undertaken by the Climate Change Unit and the challenges encountered. Mr. Speaker, sir, may I take this opportunity on behalf of the committee to express sincere gratitude to your office and Office of the Clerk for inordinate support they granted us to ensure successive accomplishment of the committee's mandate. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to acknowledge the immense support from the members of the committee and that of Secretariat for their commitment during the compilation of this report. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the members of the committee, it is my pleasure, obligation, and desire to present the committee reports on the Nyandarua County Climate Change Fund Annual Report and Financial Statements for the period ended June 30th, 2025 for consideration and approval. Mr. Speaker, on page 7, this is the committee's mandate. And on committee membership, Mr. Speaker, the committee comprises the following members, that is Honorable Isaac Mbaye Kamau, Chairperson, Honorable Caroline Wago Jarara, Vice Chairperson, myself as a member, Honorable James Mwangi Gishoke, member, Honorable Luce Kageni Gideji, member, Honorable Mirika Wajiro Dirangu, member, Honorable Paul Gesha Wabaire, member, Honorable Paul Keruka Bolo, member, Honorable Samuel Wainaina Madhu, member. Committee Secretariat, we have Ms. Nancy Mude as Senior Clerk Assistant and Honorable Mr. John Kahinga as Senior Legal Counsel. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Climate Change Act 2016 establishes a regulatory framework for an enhanced response to climate change, including mechanisms and measures to improve resilience and promote low-carbon economic development. This act adopts mainstreaming approach, providing the legal basis for climate change activities through the National Climate Change Action Plan, and includes the establishment of National Climate Change Council and the Climate Change Fund to ensure locally led climate actions. The Act requires county governments to domesticate and enact County Climate Change Act, as well as county climate change units to address climate actions and improve community resilience and adaptive capacity at the local level. In compliance with the National Climate Change Act 2016, the Nyandarua County enacted the Nyandarua County Climate Change Act 2021, which established the Nyandarua County Climate Change Fund. The fund's objective is to deliver locally led climate resilience actions and strengthen the county government capacity to manage climate risk, while its principal activity is to improve the adaptive capacity of communities to the impacts of climate change by enhancing climate finance and building the capacity of the county government in planning, budgeting, reporting, and implementation of locally led climate actions. The fund aims to achieve the goals through: 1 is building the capacity of community, 2 implementing of locally led climate actions, 3 resources mobilization for climate change, and 4 incentive the county government to increase county contribution to the County Climate Change Fund, and 5 the climate finance data tracking and reporting. Honorable Speaker, the committee reviewed the climate change annual report for the financial year 2024-2025, ending June 30th, 2024, and made the following observations. Solely for the year ending June 30th, 2025, and made the following observations. The key management team, we have Honorable Samuel Washila, the CCM Water, Sanitation, Tourism, Environment, Climate Change, and National Resources. 2, we have Jerry H. Jologe, Chief Officer, Tourism, Environment, Climate Change, and Natural Resources. 3, we have Engineer Mwanzia Kiambi, Director, Climate Change. Then we have Phoebe Bio, Program Accountant. Josephat Kalanja, Senior Climate Change Officer. Then Kevin Derito, Senior Climate Change Officer. We also have Joseph Bolo, Economist and M&I Officer. And 8, we have Miriam Godo, Acting Director of Environment and Environmental Safeguards and Safeguards Local Focal Persons. And 9, Daniel Nyongo, Social Development Officer, Social Safeguards and GLM Focal Person. Honorable Speaker, the findings, the composition of the key management team is derived from Nyandarua County Climate Change Act 2021, Section 8, where the Act refers to 8 as climate change units. Section 7 of the Act stipulates climate change units as a secretariat for coordinating and mainstreaming climate change actions across all departments of the county. Section 15 states climate change unit shall serve as the secretariat of the steering committee. The steering committee, being the top management of the climate change fund, was established by Section 10 with specific functions as outlined in Section 2, being to coordinate and oversee climate change response in the county. Further, the composition of the steering committee in accordance with Section 12 comprises of 12 members, with the fund administrator being an ex officio member. They have no voting rights. Upon perusal of the minutes approving the annual report in a meeting held on 26th September 2025, only 5 members, 4 of whom are employees of the county government and 1 named representative were present. Members from the public applicants to represent certain groups were not present in the meeting. In the previous engagement with the members of the steering committee, the Committee on Water was informed by the external members of the steering committee that they are hardly involved in the running of the fund. They neither approve the budget nor the annual reports, which are part of the functions. The key development objective of the fund is make people at the community level aware of the possible impact of climate change on their lives, and through increased awareness, enhance their resilience. B, implement climate change action plan developed in participatory manner, encouraging the county government to increase county contribution to the county climate change fund. 3, the projects undertaken during the period under review are as tabulated in the table below. Honorable Speaker, we have a table indicating all the projects that were undertaken. That is from where we have the projects, objective, outcome, indicator, and performance in percentage. We have various projects as stipulated, but to the findings, upon further inquiry from the department, it was noted that the project implemented during the period are as follows. We have number 1, that is Mweyomia Community Water Project with an allocation of 11,500,000 in Kaibaga ward, and a contractual amount came to 10,669,720 shillings, and at the time of the report, the only amount which was paid was 1.964800. So also we have 11 projects stipulated in various wards, and also the amount allocated and the amount paid, which all in total, the 11 projects had 183,147,098 shillings. And the contract amount was 75,682,991.65 shillings. But the amount which was paid by then was 43,816,926. Honorable Speaker, number 4, this is the operationalization of the fund. Involves 3 committees, including 1, we have a 9-member committee, Ward Climate Change Committee. These are ward level committees and are in 25 wards in number. They conduct public participation and propose priority climate actions to be implemented in ward level. Number 2, we have a 16-member planning committee. It evaluates priority projects as proposed by the ward committees and determine the budget breakdown in the fund work plans for approval by steering committee. Then we have number 3, that is the 10-member steering committee. Their role is to review and approve ward priority projects for funding, as well as approve budget work plans and report for dissemination. Honorable Speaker, the findings, the committee could not establish the flow of information from the Warrants Committee to the Planning Committee to coordinate planning and the implementation of projects and activities for climate change response in the county in accordance with Section 20A. Further, the flow of information to the steering committee could not also be traced. And number 5, the department had an issue budget of Kenya shillings 229,685,079 shillings, mostly for capital expenditure. There was some adjustment during the period of Kenya shillings over 127,438,306 shillings that rose to Kenya shillings 123,385 shillings. The actual funds received was Kenya shillings 186,507,952 shillings and had a balance of Kenya shillings of 126,218,843 shillings, which is 68%. Our findings, during the period under review, the fund received was 13 million and Kenya shillings 173,507,952 for recurrent and development expenditure respectively, accounting to 52% of the expected revenue. However, the absorption rate during the period was 95% and 13% on recurrent and development budgets respectively, with an overall rate of 17%. Despite the underfunding, the fund had a balance of 126,218,843 shillings, which is 68% of the total revenue received. Notably, the funds were evenly received during the year, with the last installment transferred to the special purpose account on 17 April 2025. And on number 6, the fund received revenue amounting to Kenya shillings 186,507,952 shillings and recorded a recurrent expenditure of 16,502,183 shillings. There was a notable increase in revenue from the previous period, where Kenya shillings 47,100,000 was received. The other finding, the revenue received during the period under review is as stipulated below, that is on page 15, that on 9th July 2024, 52,268,967, that is a resilience investment grant. And on 17th September 2024, 11 million, that is institutional support grants received. And sorry, that is the current. And on the same date, 52,262,976 resilience investment grant on development. On 28th November 2024, 6,000. That is resilience investment grant development. On 9th April 2025, 69 million. That is resilience investment grant development, and that is the county contribution. And on 17 April 2025, 2 million. That is also a county contribution, that is resilience investment grant on development, and total was 186, as I had indicated there before, that is 186,537,952 shillings. Honorable Speaker, the fund had a recurrent expenditure of 16,542,183, which consists of Kenya shillings 10,642,287 shillings as domestic travel and substance. Kenya shilling 3,101,910 shillings committee allowance. Kenya shillings 442,806 shillings on training. Kenya shillings 1,500,000 on fuel and oil costs, and Kenya shillings 807,550 shillings on hospitality supplies and services. 7, the department had an initial development budget of 227,685,079 shillings that was revised during the supplementary budget to Kenya shillings 339,695 and 225, while actual amount received was Kenya shillings 173 million. Notably, the absorption rate for the development during the period under review was 25.3%. Honorable Speaker, allow me to go to the committee recommendations in this report. Mr. Speaker, sir, having considered the Nyandarua County Climate Change Annual Report for the year ended June 30th, 2025, the committee recommends: 1, that CCM in charge of climate change henceforth initiate procurement of Nyandarua County climate change fund projects immediately the budget is uploaded, and report to this House the extent to which the procurement has been carried within the first half of every financial year. 2, CCM in charge of climate change within 30 days provides to this House the implementation matrix of the pending projects and measures taken for their absorption in the climate change development budget. 3, that His Excellency the Deputy Governor, the Chair of the Steering Committee, does ensure efficiency in observing timelines for reports and overall implementation of climate change projects, including submission quarterly report to this House henceforth. And 4, that the CCM in charge of climate change does ensure that there is correlation between the Ward Committee, that is Planning Committee, and the Steering Committee as stipulated in the Nyandarua County Climate Change Fund Act 2021 henceforth. And 5th, that His Excellency the Deputy Governor, the Chair of Steering Committee, does limit the power of the climate change unity with the view of upholding the final authority of the Steering Committee. Honorable Speaker, I do move the motion, and I call Honorable Lucy Kageni Gideji to second as a member of this committee.
Very well, Honorable Lucy Gideji Kageni. And I know today you are very smart.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, and I second.
Thank you. Honorable members, I propose a question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation, Environment, Tourism, Natural Resources and Climate Change on the Climate Change Fund Annual Report and Financial Statement for the financial year ended 30th June 2025 as a report of the House and recommendations therein as a resolution of the House. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the House does adopt the report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation, Environment, Tourism, Natural Resources and Climate Change on the Climate Change Fund Annual Report and Financial Statements for the financial year ended June 30th, 2025 as a report of the House and the recommendations therein as a resolution of the House. May those of a similar opinion say aye. May those of a contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we have exhausted the business as is appearing in this afternoon sittings order paper.
There being no other business to transact during today's sitting, I now adjourn the House to Wednesday, the 12th day of August, 2026 at 9:30 a.m.